Okay, so part of the process of building some of the stuff that I'm building is reclaiming some pallets, repurposing them to use their wood. You can find some really good wood in pallets, and for me, it's not even necessarily about how good the wood is, but it's just about how cool it looks. So what I'm doing right here is I've got some pallets, and I just like kind of the gray, light tone that they have. And if you look at these pallets, especially this one that I got here, this is some good. There's some good thickness of wood, and it's really not that splintered from the ends. It's a bit of a process taking it all apart. But as you can see here, when it's kind of all done, I've got a couple of slats here, and I've got some nail holes in them. You got one color on one side, and then another on the back. You can kind of use whatever you want. You could choose to sand these up and get them down to the wood again. I prefer to leave them a little bit more weathered. At any rate, I'm making some slats today, and I've got 5 pallets in here that I'm tearing apart. So we'll come back when I've got a pile of wood. See you then. Okay, well, the jury's kind of out on whether or not everybody thinks this is a good idea. But taking apart pallets and using them for wood, it's got its upsides and its downsides. Downsides are this: it takes a long time to pull out all the nails, to get each board out. Other downsides are you can break a lot of material. So downsides with breaking some of these up is you get splinters, pieces that come off. So you may come up with some good solid pieces, then you got to pull out the nails in each of these afterwards. Or if you go really fast, you're going to break it. So here's a couple of techniques that I'm finding that are kind of working. I'll show you about tearing these pallets apart. Again, using a handy bar, something like this. This is, what is this, an 18-inch? 15-inch handy bar. And then just a good sturdy hammer. So I usually start on the ends and pounding it in a little bit. And some people want to go like this and push up in this direction. The problem with pushing it up like that is typically you're going to break off an end. The other way you can do it is to pull it and basically turning it sideways. And if you're on an end like this, pulling it this direction, again, there's no material out here, and so you could easily pop it off. So I like to push it to the side, but I like to push it to the side that has more material. And you just kind of work it slowly, try to get it loosened up. Once you got the top loosened up a little bit, you can come in from the bottom. And this one you may have to do a little bit of the up and down motion. So you can get it to like that, hammer it back in, you can expose the nail head and pop that guy out. So that's one way. Once you got that nail out, you can kind of go back in and try and work that other one out, and now you see that one's clear. So then go on to the middle. And this side, it's got material on both sides, more wood basically. So hammer it in, and you can really turn any direction. This side's already loose, so I would kind of keep going from that side. Pull on it, tweak it a little bit, go from the other side. You just don't want to go too fast. Too fast, too hard, you're going to break stuff. Pull down a little bit since this side's already loosened up. Back in from the top. And then that side's loosened up. Now the tendency might be to just go ahead and yank this off, but in doing that you could rip out the ends. So probably still a good idea, even though it's here, to just take this side, continue to use your handy bar, do what you can from a few different angles to pop that off. So then we've got a piece that has nails kind of all the way down, and then it's just a matter of turning those over, hammering out the nails on that side, pulling them out from the top. So that's kind of a technique. It's time consuming, But another benefit for me is it saves money and it saves garbage. So by this, I don't have to go out and buy some of this wood that I might use, and it's not saving a lot of money. But I like the look of the old wood. I like taking something that looks like this and repurposing it. I like that I'm not putting more of this stuff, because these were just going to go to the trash. I salvaged them from a winery, and they were going to go to the trash. So I'm not putting stuff in the landfill, and I get to repurpose something. So anyways, those are some pallets. All right, well, there's a couple of different methods still to taking care of pallets. So I want to show you one last way. But so far, as you can see, these are all the ones that I've done by hand so far. So this stack and this stack right here. So we got 2x4s, some wider pieces that were on the bottom, and all kinds of different sizes, all somewhat about the same length, but there's still some really good wood in these pieces. So I'm excited about those. And this piece here, I'm actually going to, instead of using the pry bar to take up all the nails, I'm just going to go ahead and use a skill saw. So as long as the length is okay for the project that you're doing, you can cut some off. The thing about pallets is that they're all different sizes. So I need a length of pallet, the maximum height of my project is 40.5 inches. So as long as I've got enough space in between the nails, I'm going to go ahead and use my skill saw and cut off the end to try and save as much wood as possible from breaking. So a couple things you want to do. I think it's helpful in doing this to make a line for yourself, so that you know to stay away from any of the nails, because hitting a nail with your skill saw can be really bad. So I've just made a line going on both sides, and I'm going to follow that with my skill saw. I've measured inside to make sure it's all the right length, and I'm going to go ahead and cut these up. So again, a couple things. Always just make sure that you're wearing ear protection, eye protection, and we're ready to go. So there we are. I'm through one side. I'll cut the other side. Then I'll work on taking the nails out of the middle, and then we got some really clean edges.